Own these. They are like a true essential for rinsing, draining, straining, you name it. This is a set of 3 fine mesh strainers with the helper hooks. Double mesh right here means that even the smallest itty bitty little particles, maybe it's a piece of rosemary, a little bit of sage, thyme, is not going to leak through with that double mesh. Straining and draining and rinsing your blueberries, your cherries, your strawberries. I use these all of the time. And it's a set of 3, $19.99. You're saving over $10 today. And it's a $4 easy pay. The color comes in the form of the handle, these soft grip handles. And this is from Avobagel. This is your red. This is black. And then here is your blue, and the blue is the most limited. K97575, Jeremy Parker, back with us. Let's talk about these fine mesh strainers. I love these.
Yeah, I love these. I use them all the time. In fact, I was just telling Lynn, our lovely food stylist here, that a couple days, I'm still getting tomatoes, Julia, on my tomato. It's crazy. What is it,
I mean, the weather's been so
mid-November?
nice.
I know. I literally pulled like 2 dozen tomatoes off of my. I think it's done. Everything else is green. I'll probably pickle green tomatoes. But so I made tomato sauce, and I used actually this little guy here to, when I boil them to take the skin off, I boil them, pull them out, put them in cold water, take the skin, and then cook them down for tomato sauce. This is the best thing right here. I love this little guy.
Yeah.
I mean, I use the mid-size and the big size, and they are a double strainer, which means that, okay, let's see if we can get this real close. Can you see the 2 different meshes
Yeah, that's a
there?
great shot.
You got the big one on the back outside and the little one on the inside. Why is that important? Because you're not just straining things out of water, you're sifting flour. You're sifting through maybe powdered sugar. You want to get a nice fine strain. It doesn't leave any of those little bits of thyme or oregano or any of those herbs that might be floating on top of your stew if you want to do a top strain sometimes. And again, I could take this. I love that it has these 2 resting spots here, so you can put it right over a bowl.
Yep.
And then just strain out. So if you're making like a stock or a bone broth soup or something, I could just take this and it will get all the little bits, every little tiny piece of, like, again, if that's rosemary in there, sometimes little tiny bits, and I take this off and you can see you have nothing, just a beautiful stock right there.
It's so clean.
It's so wonderfully clean. And even if you want to do, say, sometimes I cook pasta in a handle like this, you know, and say one of these like 2-quart pots, you have 2 hands, so I can transfer one to the other like this, and then just easily give that a little toss if I want to get all that water out of there, and I can pour it right back in here if I need to. That's a lot of pasta there. I lost one little jumper, but it's so simple. And then they go in the dishwasher to clean, and I hang them up. I have my rack, and I just has a little hook right there, so I hang it up on my my dish rack. Sorry, my earpiece just fell out there.
Well, I keep mine nested because they nest so perfectly down into each other. And it's so funny because I have them underneath my kitchen island, and I know exactly where they are without me having to look because I use them so often. And I could just go down real quick without even taking a look. I know which one is the large, the medium, and the small, and I'm ready to roll. They're so easy, so fast. And it really is one of those, like, tools that you don't really think about how often that you use these, how often you need these, and what are you using now? Are you having to strain more than one time? Are you using one of those kind of like old school big metal colanders? Use this because you get 3 different sizes, a much smaller footprint, they nest down together, and you only have to strain once because of that double mesh. It gets all the little itty bitty bits and pieces. Now, can you do oils in this?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, you could just clean it off. I mean, most dish soap will just soap and water, or even your dishwasher will get rid of any oil residue. So, yeah, oils. If you want to strain off, maybe you know, you're making gravy and you got some little bits in the gravy, and you want to just use this little guy here to sort of strain the. Now, there's nothing on here, but imagine there's stuff in here. I could take this little guy and strain little bits out of the top there if I need to.
Oh, that's a good idea.
It's so handy because, you know, sometimes you do that. You have things on the top you want to strain out. You don't have to pour it all out. I love this too for flour because it has, so this is just a better strainer. And what do we mean by that? Is that double mesh? This is the only time I've ever seen that. It has 2 different meshes. So when you're sifting flour, hey, maybe you're doing that powdered sugar over the top of a cake, and you want to give it just this little tap. See, if I do nothing, nothing comes out, okay? If I just give it a tap, look at tap, 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 tap. How cool is that?
Now,
so
you know
because
I
of
don't
that
bake,
second strainer.
and I don't remember the answer to this from home ec. Why do we sift our flour?
Okay, say you have a cup of flour or something. If your flour compacts, you know, flour is like a pillow. It can get small and get real big and fluffy. So to get a proper measurement, you want to sift it so it's all separated. It also comes together better when you're making bread. The glutens react a little faster and better. You'll get a fluffier bake. It's just better than if sometimes flours clump together. So you might have a cup and a half of flour clumped together. So that's why it's good. Or even
I remember when I was in home ec in 7th grade, maybe it was 8th grade, and the flour sifter was like that big thing with the thing, and you had to like squeeze it, right?
Yeah, you had the little.
It was like big canister.
That's right.
It's with the spring on the inside. This is easier.
Yeah.
This is smarter. This is smaller.
I went through all that flour and didn't have to do that. Just give it a little.
Just give it a little
shake like that.
Let me remind people of colors real quick, because you're getting 3 of them, a small, a medium, and a large, so it's really up to any task. Nest down into each other. This is your set of 3 in the red. This is your set of 3 in the black. And then this is your set of 3 in the most limited, the blue. It is K97575. Who is Avobagel?
So Avobagel is a company that is a problem solution company that makes all these great inventions for the kitchen. And we love them from like strainers and knives and cutting boards and things like that. And they just made this. They're kind of a newer company, but they're really on the cutting edge of technology. And so even like this, hey, capers, I love capers. But listen, if you want to get your capers out of the jar and you want to save the juice maybe and just get the capers, again, you'll use this for so many different things. I love it. Even that tea, I'm straining some tea here.
Oh, tea, that's a good idea. Loose leaf tea is a great idea.
Loose leaf tea, yeah, and it takes all those tea leaves out there, see, so I can do that. Wonderful
idea.
Tea.
I love it. All right, K97575, the black, the blue, or the red. The blue is the most limited. It's a $4 easy pay. Only order of the year, though. Jeremy, thank you. I know I'm going to see you a little bit later, too.
Yes, I'll see you in a few.
This is the next item that Jeremy is coming back with. I'm